In a world filled with intergalactic space battles, metahuman destruction on a global scale, and psychopathic serial hauntings, there's only one team who can make sense of it all. When your world is overrun with rampant pop culture, call Loop and Larry, Guardians of Geek.
This particular explosion is going to be more meaningful than ever. You just stand by and wait and see.
This may be the last explosion after we review this next movie. It's coming a little too close to home on this one.
A little bit. A little triggering.
Hey, everybody, I'm Loop.
And I'm Larry.
And this is Guardians of Geek. Man, there is so much happening right now. We're kind of getting towards the end of the year. And already in my sights is like the best of. I can't get it. Like we talked about this a few shows ago, but I can't stop talking or thinking about the best of the year.
Yeah. And the worst of.
And the worst of. Yeah, the worst and the best of.
Yeah.
And the things keep flipping for me. I got to really sit down and go, okay, here's what I think is it's going to be. Because there's still stuff that hasn't come out yet as well.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to make a comment here that's going to be very interesting to follow along on, because there's something coming out that might make one of our bests of lists and one of our worst of lists at the same time.
I know exactly what it is.
I'm just saying, we still have Avatar, Fire and Ash, I think it's called. Isn't that what it's called? Fire and Ashes? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Check me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Coming out after this podcast. One of us is really excited for it, and one of us can't even stand the thought of it. We'll let you decide who's who.
I am not an Avatar fan. Like, the first one was interesting enough. The second one was terrible, and I don't even know what this one's going to be like. I don't even like it visually. I don't think it's that interesting. Like, it's all kind of the same, and and I don't like the creatures. I don't like the Avatar guys. I don't like their long horse-like faces. I don't like anything about them. Like, I just find them creepy. Like, I don't find them endearing at all. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I love Avatar. I love the first one. I've seen the second one. The second one was just re-released in 3D and IMAX about a month ago, and of course I went and loved it. Loved all 3 hours of it. Just thought it was the best movie ever, which is why it was nominated. Oh, and that's the thing. Chances are pretty good that this one will be nominated for Best Picture, so you're gonna have to watch it.
I respect James Cameron for what he's doing with them. Yeah. It doesn't need this many movies. I just don't find they're that interesting. And like, I'll watch it just so I can get it on my worst of list. But and that's the only reason I'm doing it.
There's going to be big debates at the end of the year this time, I'll tell you.
I don't know if it'll be on my worst of, but it'll be probably pretty far down. Unless he really wows me on this one. I don't know what he's going to do.
He's going to wow you, all right. I can mark my words. There's going to be wow. Gonna be wowing.
I don't know. I'll try to get through it. I don't. When's it come out? Like
December 16th, I believe.
Like, so it's like not that far away from now.
No, it's a couple weeks away from when we're recording this episode. Right. So, yep.
I'll see it just so I can say I saw it. But it's as a completist, I will see it.
That's right. And then you'll probably buy it just because you have to. Yeah,
I don't own any of them actually. Why would I buy them? I can't stand them, so it seems like ridiculous for me to own any of them. But
that's true. I agree with that. There,
I might buy them just to throw them in the garbage, but not, it's
out of protest.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Well, why don't we just go to Top Pop?
Okay.
Hey kids, it's time for Luke and Larry's Totally Tubular Top Pop!
All right, this is Top Pop, where we take a look at things that are trending, maybe things that we're interested in, geek-wise, and there's always something we're into, and whether that's like something fresh, something old, doesn't matter. So we'll just talk about whatever we're into right now. So Larry, you can begin on this one. What do you got?
Well, obviously the big talk of the town right now is Stranger Things, because Season 5 is premiered. As of the recording of this episode, it's dropped its first 4 episodes of a 9 episode season, and it's the final season. Yeah.
Is this the last like kind of big show this year that's coming out? Like I can't think of anything
Yeah.
else that's debuting this year that's like
No, I don't. Nothing's on my radar. I think.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got this Derry. Welcome to Derry and Pluribus. Those are kind of the 3 biggies that are happening right now. And I
That
don't
are
think
just sort of running right now that are already debuted
Yeah.
and on its way. So okay.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, I'm all about that. I now I've only watched the first 2 of the 4 episodes so far, so we can't spoil it. I know, Loop, you've watched all 4.
I've watched them all, yeah.
Watch them real quick. But the one thing I do want to mention, the finale, and I think we might have touched on this before. The finale, like the actual last episode, is being shown in theaters, and as of today, the recording of this episode, tickets went on sale, and I got my tickets. So,
It's weird. My phone didn't ring to see if someone wanted to see if I
oh,
wanted.
I got you a ticket too. Don't you worry. Don't you
Okay,
worry.
all right.
But the interesting thing is, it's debuting on December 31st,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. But it's not. It won't be shown in theaters until the same time it airs on TV, which is 8 p.m. So
Oh, okay.
it's
So
8
you can't
p.m.
watch it earlier in the day,
No.
or okay.
No, they're not doing like an afternoon showing or anything like that. It will premiere same day and time as it does on Netflix. But it's New Year's Eve, which means that, you're going to a movie theater at 8 p.m. at night on New Year's Eve. Well, that's not
So
stopping
weird.
people, because this went on sale today, and at our Cineplex theater, it was sold out within
Wow.
like a couple hours. It was completely, like, the 8 p.m. show was completely, or I think it might be a 6 p.m. show because of the time change, the West Coast time change. So
Yeah.
it might be, 6 o'clock, 6:15, completely sold out. Then there was a 9:45 show. There were 2 shows that night, and it's almost completely sold out. So
That's
first day was-
crazy.
yeah, I was like, I
I'm
didn't
actually
know-
going out into the real world and doing
Yeah.
stuff, but yeah.
on
But
New Year's
okay.
Eve. Yeah. Well, that's so I was like, wow, okay. I mean, I wasn't really thinking I'd go on New Year's Eve. Fortunately, it's also playing on January 1st, the next day. So I did get tickets for 11:40 in the morning. Hopefully everything's good that day. So I'll go then. But it means that I can't watch the episode the day that the day that it drops. And nor can I be on social media for like 24 hours, because I'm sure it's gonna be lit up.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will spoil it for sure. So the first 4 episodes came out, and I said to my wife, like, I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I wanted not watch them all at once because there's only 4, and it's not out till Christmas, or to Christmas is the next 3.
Yeah.
And I just sort of want to like savor them.
Yeah.
Kind of like you used to, where you'd watch one and then think about it and then watch the next. We watched all 4 of them right in a row. We couldn't
Good job.
Yeah, that really worked out for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop watching them. It was almost like enough story, but not quite enough. So you had to watch the next one to kind of see where it's heading. But
I'm actually, I was talking to somebody about this. I'm surprised that they dropped all 4 at once. I really thought, because the next 4 don't come out until the 25th of December, I really thought that they would do 1 a week, and then it would finish, and then the next 4 would come out, so that people would have that, week in between to talk about it and create buzz and all of that stuff. But they went back to Netflix's old way of doing things and dropping the whole thing at once. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that you did it like that, because it is that good. It's been really hard to not do all 4 at once.
Like so far this season, I'm not as into it as last year's, but I'll see how it goes. Like but it's good. Like I'm I'm into it, but not. There's just an element missing from it, and I don't know what it is. I said that to my wife. I was like, "There's just something, a little bit missing."
Is it the fact that the kids are now in their 40s?
That would be part of it. Yes, that's one of the things. That's I
That
find
might
too the acting's a little off on this season, because I find they play some of the scenes quite broad, like kind of like almost like goofy almost, and some of them are better actors than others. I find because I mean, you're picking a bunch of children, you don't know who's going to kind of get good and who's not at that time period. I find it's a little like uneven, like the acting in it a tiny bit, but it's still great though. I mean, I love the way they put those stories together, and the like the references to stuff and things like that. So
yeah, it's great. It's going to be. I'm so excited to see the finale in the theater with lots of other people.
yeah,
I hope it's good, because if it's not, it could be a total riot in the theater.
I'm
And
sure it'll be fine. It should be good.
But you know what? Inevitably, there's going to be somebody in the theater who hates the ending and like gives them, why did they, you know what I mean? They're going to go off. Inevitably, there's going to be somebody, and but I think that's part of the experience. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
cool.
so too. I think I think the show is like solid. It's
Yeah.
one of the best shows like that I've ever seen. Like as far as like just, I mean, I think a lot of it's just because there's a lot of things they reference that we grew up with. So
Yes.
it's I like it because of that. Like there's just so many things that I can relate to in it. So so it's so good. I don't know what younger generations think of it. Like I mean, I'm sure they like it, but I think there's a lot maybe that goes over their heads or they miss the little nuances that we would get. So
I totally think, especially in the first few seasons when they were like at the mall, going shopping at the mall, and playing D&D in the basement and stuff like stuff that we actually would have experienced
yeah.
back in the day. Yeah, it's just like, but you know what? I mean, I watch it with my son who's about to turn 22, and he's obsessed. Like he loves it. And I think the 80s are like a fun decade. So I
Yeah.
think even young people kind of look at the 80s as like a cool time to be alive.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So it's not like the 50s or the 1940s or something that what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's so seeing the style, the fashions, and hearing the music. I mean, everybody still knows the music.
The music's
So,
still around and it gets played on a regular basis. So it's not like it's it's not like 1940s music or something
yes.
like that's like, we don't hear all the time. It's like very
Yeah.
specific to that era. While I was watching the show too, I actually ordered a Squawk t-shirt like
Really?
from the radio station on Netflix on
That's
on the Netflix store. I've never bought anything on the Netflix store, nor did I know they had a Netflix store.
No, I didn't even know
But
that was a thing.
it's like I found it and I ordered it, so it's on its way.
Well,
So
I mean, and you work in radio, so
yeah,
it
so
makes
I kind of
total
feel like I
sense.
need to have it. Like it's
Yes,
I have a WKRP shirt. You need to sort of
Yeah.
have these things if you work in radio. But
absolutely.
as soon as I saw like one of them wearing it, I'm like, okay, I got to see if this is actually like available. And I
Yep.
found it, and I'm like, oh, boop. What did we buy now?
Yes. Hey, that's a good question.
That's a good question. So with me, what's going on right now is I'm like totally into Voltron.
You mean like the rest of your life? Like
Yes, I know,
Okay.
but right now I'm like really into it. Like, when I don't know if you've done this before, and I'm pretty sure you have, where you get into something and then you go down the rabbit hole of everything about it and you can't
Yes.
stop watching it. Because this year was a year where I decided I was going to watch all the Lion parts of Voltron because
like the box sets.
yeah, like the whole series is like 124 episodes, but a bulk of those ones, like 52, are the vehicle Voltron episodes.
Oh,
Which I will
okay.
watch at some point, but they did basically two. They did the Lion one, then they did the vehicle one, and
Right.
then they came back and produced 20 more episodes of Lion again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But this is one of the things I found out was that
Yeah.
the original series was based on the Go Lion cartoon,
Okay.
but which was like a Japanese like Japan like anime. But the thing was they found a show they wanted to do, and
Right.
they said to the production company in Japan, we want the one with the lion. So, but that's not the one they originally wanted. So the person actually sent them the wrong one, which was Go Lion, which is ended up what Voltron was based on. Because when they saw
really?
it, they're like, this is actually a lot better than the one we wanted. So if he hadn't have sent the wrong one, the show wouldn't have been the same. Like it was
it was all based on a mistake.
mistake, yeah. And then it was kind of funny. So these are some of these like facts I'm finding out as I'm watching it. But the
Nice.
other one was that they took all the original Japanese ones, they changed them all, re-edited them, re-voiced them, rewrote them, and then they ran out of footage. And so they did the vehicle one, which is based on a totally different show that has no connection to the Go Lion show.
Wow.
But they made it seem like it was. And then they decided to hire a Japanese company that did some of the Voltron stuff to do 20 brand new episodes. So that's what I'm on right now. I'm on the last sort of like run of like the new ones, and they are way different. Like they're like way cleaner, way like better shots, better stories because they wrote them
Really?
from scratch and then got them
Right.
animated. So they're just a little bit different, and it's quite enjoyable to watch. Like I'm like, okay, this you can really see the quality difference between the ones they had and because I don't know how long that show had been out before they decided to redo it or
Right.
to Americanize it. Anyways, the ones that the American ones did like look really good and they're really sharp looking and they're like totally different like style and because they could just write their own stories as opposed to having to kind of use what the footage was. Apparently,
Right.
they didn't even have translators. They kind of just watched the animation and then guessed kind of what was going on, and then they kind of went
Wow.
from there. So
I had no idea. That
yeah,
is
there's a whole
deep,
bunch of like cool things when you start going down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, this is like
yes,
actually kind of cool. So
that is
anyways,
a deep dive right there you've done.
yeah, I mean, I'm going to be the Voltron master soon.
You
I've
really,
got to. I've always been into the show, but I just
yeah,
because I'm like more hyper focused on it now. I've been like just like reading stuff and watching videos, and I'm like I'm all into
that's
it. So
awesome. But you get so much more out of it that way. You're not just like casually watching a show. Like you're paying attention to the quality of one season as opposed to the next season, and you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
I feel like you'll get more out of it because you know all of this.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it's weird too. The one thing I'm finding weird, and you'd probably find this as well, is the like the shows that attracted you as a kid, like
Yeah.
why they attracted us, like
Yeah.
why we watch them so much, and it's like interesting to kind of look back now and kind of look at like that I actually watched this show and I still enjoying it now, like and I can kind of see why I did, but there's so many shows on back then, and it was just you kind of picked and choose what you wanted to watch, but there's obviously shows that some people liked and other people hated,
Yeah.
but it's just I find it weird. It kind of like defines who you are based on like the kind of shows that you watched at that time, right? Like it's those are the ones that kind of whatever ones stick with you years
Yes.
later.
Yeah.
Like I know you're a
Absolutely.
huge Qbert fan. I know
Loved
you're.
Cubert and the Pac-Man adventures.
Oh
Loved
yeah, yeah. You're a big Pac-Man Fever fan of the
Yes,
song.
the animated Alf TV show was
Yeah, oh.
phenomenal.
There was way too many of those shows
Yes,
where they're just trying
because,
to like.
yeah, just because a show made a hit in live action doesn't mean it translates well to a cartoon. Like
Not
Happy
at
Days,
all.
remember the Fonz? Like
Oh
Happy
my
Days
God,
had one.
there was like Gilligan's Island one.
Yep, and Brady Bunch had an animated Brady Bunch.
This sounds like an
Come on.
episode waiting to happen.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mark that one down.
okay,
Live
put that
action
down.
shows, perfect.
All right. Well, how about we just move on to the pop capacitor? Oh no,
Oh,
wait.
do you want to talk? No, wait.
No, let's do what did we buy now?
Yeah, let's do that.
Do it.
What did we buy now?
Here we are. What did we buy now? Because Larry and I are always buying something, and things are just showing up at the house, and I'm like, did I buy that? When did I actually buy that? Or we go to shows and buy stuff and whatever.
Yep.
So we
Or we
decided
get-
let's
or-
just make it a segment because we're always
Yeah.
buying something. So
Or we just get obsessed with a single thing and we have to collect all of that thing. That's more likely what has happened. So
probably. Do you want me to go first on this one?
sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I purchased. Sometimes things come up in your feed, and you're like, "Yeah, I think I do need that."
Yeah.
Boink, and you hit it. Because of all the Black Friday sales and everything, this came up, and I didn't know it really existed. But
Yeah.
I do have kind of a little bit of a collection of like comic helmets and comic things, like and Star Wars helmets, a few things. Like I kind of like them.
Yes.
So I bought this. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. This Daredevil helmet right there. And it was in there. I'm like, I love Daredevil. And I'm like, when did this come out? I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So it's got the full.
Wow. Put it on your head.
Okay.
Put it on your head. If you get a mask, you're gonna have to. You're doing the rest of the show with that on your head now.
Okay. All right. And then so it has like a stand and everything.
Okay.
And then it also comes with this weapon.
Wow. What are those made out of?
And these are, I don't know. Well, they're like just like they're hard, like kind of like plastic. Like they're
Oh,
like
okay.
they're not plastic, but they're very like they're heavy.
Like rubber or something?
Yeah, and then they got hard rubber, and then
Yeah.
these connect together,
Okay.
and then because he has like that kind of walking stick, and then he breaks it apart, and he can fight with these two
Right.
things. So
Yes.
so anyway,
I hope that somebody is tuning in right now and is seeing this like what is this that I'm watching? That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things that showed up, and I was like,
Yep.
I didn't know it existed, and I'm like,
Yep.
I love these like the Marvel sort of like legends. Like I've got a Magneto helmet, I've got a bunch of them now,
Dr.
and
Doom.
like I don't need everyone, but they are kind of cool, and I'm like, okay, I gotta just get this, and I
Well, it's all-
posted it. Well, first my wife posted it because she's like, "What? Like again? What did you buy now?"
Yes.
And then so I got people like, "Oh man, that is awesome!"
It's so funny. Well, it's almost like having a prop from a show, right? Because it's like it's life
You
size.
can cosplay with this stuff. It's
Yeah.
like it's totally solid. Like it's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so it's cool to have because it is kind of like having a real.
I have the Doctor
life-size
Doom
prop.
helmet, which I might have shown on here before, but
Yes.
it won't fit on my head. I have tried;
Right.
it just will not fit on my fat melon. But this thing fits perfectly. So
But that one is good.
expect Daredevil next year, possibly.
I'm expecting Daredevil every episode of our show from now on. Is what I mean.
All right, well, you go on. I'll just.
All right. Okay, you just go ahead and put that on, so people won't pay attention to me at all. All right. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so mine falls under the category of I found one thing that I didn't realize had come out, and then I became obsessed and had to get all of the things.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Yep.
Yep. So
Done that before.
Yep. So this year has been all about Back to the Future for me. Meeting Bob Gale at Fan Expo and seeing the Broadway show. We both saw the Broadway show. So
Yep.
it's been so I happen to be at, and this is a really strange spot to find this. Everybody knows about Spirit Halloween, right? The
Yeah.
Spirit Halloween stores. In Canada, we have, for those who are not or listening to us or not in Canada, we have another store called Halloween Alley, which is very
Yes.
similar to Spirit Halloween, but it's the Canadian version of it. I was in there with my son, and we were looking around, and for some reason they had this, which is the DeLorean, but it's the DeLorean covered in frost when it first comes. You know what I mean? When you
Oh yeah,
when
yeah,
it
and it's
first
all like
dark
frosty.
brown, yeah. And I was like, that's really cool. Like it's metal, and it's a beautiful scale model of this thing. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And we went, and it was like 50% off because it was the end of the season. So
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
I should just get that. I should. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you kind of had to get it.
Yeah.
Didn't you have that on a few episodes ago? Like something bigger than that, though? Didn't you have a bigger?
Yeah, no, that was the popcorn bucket.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's totally different.
That's not the same thing, guys.
No, I'm telling you, this is a Back to the Future year for me. So this is a small version. But then, of course, I had to go home and sort of look it up. It's made by Jada Toys. Look it up and realize there's not one of them. There are 5.
Oh my God.
Of these versions. So then I had to get this one, which is the from Back to the Future 3 with the wooden tires.
Yep.
So I had to get that one. But there's also the Back to the Future 3 with the white walls. So I had to get that one. Yeah. And then of course there's the Back to the Future 2 with the Mr. Fusion.
Okay.
Back there. Yeah, Back to the Future 2. And then I couldn't have the whole collection without the Back to the Future original DeLorean.
Nice.
Without the So
that's
now
a
I've
cool
got-
collection, actually. That's
It's
really
actually,
cool.
yeah. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get a shelf or something and put all of them together on the shelf, but that's the whole collection. They made 5 of them, and I managed to between the Halloween store and a couple of toy shows, I managed to find all 5 of them. So
That's wild. That's pretty cool.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah,
I
pretty
like
excited.
this year. Doc Brown was at Christopher Lloyd was at one of the things, so I had to get a photo with him because he's been there a few times and I haven't done it yet, and I'm like, I got to get him now because who knows, right? Like,
You're not
so
getting any younger.
Nope. So I did his, but I bought all of them, like the 4K steelbooks
Yes.
of all of them, and then I just rewatched them all again. So it's like I'm
Yep.
like right into it. Like I'm like, this is the year to watch it.
It is, and that was another re-release that came to IMAX. I went to see Back to the Future, the original one, on an IMAX screen,
Yeah.
which was like watching it for the first time because there's details I've never seen before. Because it's
There's a lot of parts in the first one I forget. Like I always forget how
Yeah.
it opens with all the clocks
yes,
and everything.
Yeah.
Like I forget about that part all the time. Like the
me too. I had totally forgot. Like a lot of that opening scene, for some reason, I don't know why I had forgotten, but I was watching it on the IMAX. I'm like, this is awesome. I don't remember any of this.
yeah. When I rewatched it, I was like, there's a lot of parts. I didn't realize before he even goes back to the future, or back into the past. There's like, it goes on. There's a lot before that even happens. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff with his family and everything else. So it's like,
yeah. And in fact,
anyways, awesome.
Speaking of the scene with the clock, it's something I never picked up on in the show. I don't know why, but seeing it on an IMAX screen where everything's so big, one of the clocks, because they pan across the room and there's tons of clocks in there. One of the clocks has, I think it's from a Buster Keaton movie, where Buster Keaton is on the hands of a clock and he's
right, yeah. It's a famous.
But it's total foreshadowing to the end of the movie when Doc Brown is hanging off.
That is interesting, actually.
Yeah, so they foreshadow at the beginning of the movie the whole clock scene at the end of the movie, which I never picked up on before. But yeah,
I give there's always 3 Daredevils up.
That's not a thing.
Okay. I'm trying to make that a thing.
No.
Okay. Pretty sure that's a thing.
It's not a thing.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Hey, you know what is a thing? The pop capacitor.
All right.
All right, here's the pop capacitor. We look back at a TV show or movie or whatever we want that's geeky and then see if it still holds up.
Yeah.
So and today we're doing a movie called The Day After. This came out on November 20th, 1983, directed by Nicholas Meyer, and it had a pretty good cast. It was like Jo Beth Williams, Steve Guttenberg, everybody from all the early 80s superstars, Jason Robards, John Lithgow, and Amy Madigan, which you might know from Uncle Buck or Weapons.
Yeah, you might. Yes. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah.
So it was watched by over 100 million people, which we'll get back into in a second. But the plot, it follows the aftermath after some nukes go off in a small town in Kansas, basically, is what it is.
And just a note, it was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, it's a made-for-TV. That's right.
Yeah.
So, Larry, why are we doing this movie? There's a reason.
Okay, well, the reason is, first of all, because this is our first fan request. One of our loyal listeners, Admar, messaged us and said, you should do this movie. And I hadn't thought about this movie in probably decades. And he's like, oh, you should do this movie. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to do this movie. So that was the impetus. So if going forward, if you have an idea for movies that you want us to talk about, or TV shows or toys or whatever, just send us a message, because we're likely to do that.
Yeah, we're always looking for content. So if someone has something that's like good, then we'll try it out for sure.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you to Admar for suggesting this one, because this was an interesting one.
Yes. So I'll just start with our initial thoughts, and then we'll get into our hits and misses. So my initial thought, this is not about the movie itself, but just about my experience with this movie when I was a kid. I'd never heard of it. Ever. So you presented it to me, and you have a story, which you'll tell in a second.
Yeah. I
do not remember this movie. I don't remember it coming out. And then I like I said, I want to reference back to this, like 100 million people watched it. Yeah. And I'm like, how have I never heard of this? Because I watched all the stuff at that time. I watched V and all those shows, but I've never heard of this movie, and I don't know why. So anyways, so you can go on with your story, because it is unbelievable to me.
Yeah. And so I was literally blown away when you told me you'd never heard of it, because I have vivid memories. So this is 1983, November of 1983. I had just turned 13 years old. I was in grade 8. And I have vivid memories of my teachers in my school advising their classes to not watch this. Like, our teachers were telling us, do not watch this show that's coming out tonight, this movie, because it's too intense. It's too much. It is not good for you to watch. I also remember having an assembly, like a school-wide assembly, where I can't remember if it was the principal or whoever was at the front, whatever, said to the school, like to the entire school, do not watch this movie. And of course, when you're 13 years old or younger, you're like, that freaks you out. Like, so you also have to remember that this was right at the heart of the Cold War. And I actually remember there being an incident with an airplane being shot down, and being totally, like, legitimately scared that there was going to be a nuclear war. because of this. It was like a Russian, an American plane that was shot down by Russia, or vice versa. I don't remember exactly, and I remember like talking to my parents and saying, "Is this? Is this going to be World War III?" Like the fear was real that nuclear war could happen.
There was a Cold War? What? Where was I in all this?
I don't know. You're with your Daredevil mask. I don't know.
I just, all I knew was that Cobra could attack at any time. That's all I knew. And it was like,
but G.I. Joe would be there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I just distinctly remember. And then you had like Sting singing about Russians. I hope the Russian children too. Yeah, it was a real thing. So I distinctly remember being told by adults, do not watch this movie. And that scared the living crap out of me. Like I literally like hit home. So that was 1983. So we're talking like what's my math? 42 years later?
Yeah.
I had not watched it.
Yeah.
Like it stuck with me for so long, that message, that I was kind of like, I don't think I want to watch this thing. So I had never watched it until we did it for this show, because they put the fear of God in me back in the day and said, do not watch it. So it was I will never forget that. I mean, it's, how often do you hear that about a movie, or a TV movie for that matter?
Yeah, like that was a thing, right? It's a TV movie. It's not even like let's go to the theater and watch this. Like,
no, this was a big, and so at my school, this was, we do not watch this. So I never had. So
perfect.
This was my first viewing, just like you.
Yeah, I've never seen this before, so I was going into this with fresh eyes. First time I'd ever seen it. So we'll do our hits and misses, and then things will fill out. And you always have some fun facts that we can throw in.
Yeah, got some fun facts.
Okay. Well, I don't know how fun these are going to be, but
this is probably going to be the most depressing pop capacitor we've ever done.
I'm going to make this fun no matter what. All right?
Putting that out there.
All right. So I can start with a hit right off the
top.
Go ahead. I really liked how realistic this movie was.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of an odd mix, because it had some like real footage in it. It had sometimes it was like I'll get into some of this later, but it just seemed realistic. It just seemed like not like it was a documentary, but it's because there was a movie aspect to it, but it just did feel, especially the opening especially, felt very realistic.
Yes.
And I like that sort of realism in it. And it doesn't get Hollywood, I guess, is the best way to say it, at any given moment in this movie.
Yeah. I totally agree. And it's just to give you a little bit of a plot synopsis, it's not giving anything away. I mean, obviously you know what happens, but it takes place in the small town of Lawrence, Kansas. That is the home of I think like 100 and something missile silos, like nuclear missile silos, out in the fields and the farmlands of this Kansas town. And the whole thing is that East Germany, which was communist at the time, has essentially invaded West Germany, which was democratic and supported by the United States. And so because of that, the United States got involved because Russia was helping. And that's how this conflict started, was all in Germany. And so because of that, the people in this little town are hearing news reports about escalating, tensions between Russia and the United States. And they know that they live in a town where all the nuclear missiles are, and that's a target, right? Like it would be a target. So yeah, when you say it's realistic, it's like you've got kids, talking to their parents about, will this actually happen and what's going to happen? And that's what I remember from 1983. Like I actually remember those conversations. So it totally hit home, but you're right. And a little bit adding on to yours, because I had the same hit for this one. They cut between like the home life of people and like the all-American towns, and then they intercut scenes of the military sort of ramping up and escalating their maneuvers and things like that. The footage that they used, the way they shot the military side, totally felt like a documentary.
Yeah, it did. I thought it, because they didn't feel like actors. They felt like they were like fly on the wall of like an actual military sort of thing. So it's 100%.
Yeah, it was it's so intense. Like the military side of it is because it's all handheld and shaky, and it really does feel like they just put a camera into real military like war games kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's intense. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's 100%.
yeah.
I'm gonna just tag on to that with another hit.
Yeah.
There's one thing which is like kind of like at the beginning of the movie, but so you have what you were saying, like all the military stuff. But I like the opening credits were just sort of like sort of what do you call those, like a high shot or whatever of like
Yeah.
just the fields and the like
Yeah.
the Americana of
Yes.
it, which is a stark contrast to what it's going to become, like the
Yeah.
beautiful countryside of America, and
Yeah.
then later on you see sort of the results that are left over from it, and
Yeah.
it's a very ominous when you think back at how it opened compared
Yeah.
to how it ends. So
It's so funny. I had the exact my note here is scenes over credits set up like a beautiful all-American life, kids, family, baseball. And that's what I had written down. And that's like show baseball diamonds, and yeah, they give you this sense that everything is good. Like it is like a Norman Rockwell painting. It's everything is
how
beautiful.
could anything go wrong?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and you're right. It's so ominous knowing what's coming. It makes it even more devastating. So yeah, I totally thought the same thing. So let me just add this right now. I don't have any misses.
I've got a few in here.
Do you? Okay, because
Yeah.
I tried. I was looking for stuff, and I don't have any. So
Oh, don't you worry. I found some
putting
misses.
that out there. Okay,
I don't
good.
have a lot, but I do have some.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's throw one out there.
Okay. I know it's the nature of this movie and how it's put together, but this thing is bleak. It is it is not a fun family movie. It's well done,
Yeah.
but it reminds me of like a Schindler's List in that
Oh, yes.
I don't know if I'd ever watch, like after I saw Schindler's List, I thought this is a great movie. Do I want to ever watch it again? Like it doesn't, you have to be in a certain mood to watch this movie. If once you know what it's about, like if you like, I don't think it has it has some second watching ability, I guess, but it's pretty bleak, like the whole thing. And not that that's fine, because that's what they're trying to do, but there's really no glimmers of hope in it to me. Like not a lot, considering like you think they kind of like maybe give you a few little glimmers, like there's a few tiny moments at the end, but not a lot. Like
No, there really isn't. And in fact, we talked about, so if you want to watch this movie, just so you know, it's streaming on YouTube for free.
Yeah, you can watch it.
A really
and it
good
looks
quality.
good too. It's a very good copy of it.
It must be like a Blu-ray transfer or something. It's a beautiful transfer of this movie on YouTube. But I had said to Luke beforehand, you can buy it. Like Amazon has a copy. It's like an imported copy. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going to buy this thing because I think I should have this in my collection. Until I watched it, because I hadn't seen it at that point. And you're absolutely right. After I watched it, I thought, I'm not going to spend the $40 on this thing because I don't know that I want to see this again.
Yeah, and it's not that it's a bad movie. It's it's very interesting, but it's just so bleak. You're like, oh God, like I need something to watch that way.
Yes.
I need to watch Ace Ventura or something. I need something like that's like not this.
but you're right. It's comparing it to Schindler's List is pretty close. Like it's that exact kind of, it's that, or like Seven. Remember Seven? Watching Seven?
Yeah,
it's the same. It's like so hard to watch.
But Seven is like a mystery to be solved, and it has kind of a cool twist in it. This is like there's so much realism to this that it's like I have to picture it like you're watching this at home. Yeah. Like this is like, I mean, there's enough bad news on the TV, and then this is on. Like it's like that's like there's already enough like real news to watch that's terrible, and then this is like a mirror of that. But it's just I don't know. I don't.
Real. And I'm gonna throw in a fun fact right here.
Okay,
because we talked about there's so much bad news. So ABC News, the day after, like the next day. ABC News took their first 8 minutes of their broadcast that night to do a follow-up report on this movie. They interviewed people who watched it. They talked about the Cold War and the impact this movie had. Like 8 minutes of a news broadcast the next day was devoted to this TV movie. Like that's how, you know, I mean, it created its own news. Like it became its own news story. Like that's how important this movie was.
If I could find like one gem in this, as far as like not so bleak, is that it's kind of an anti-war movie. Is really what it is. Much. Yeah, and I mean, if someone learned something from this and didn't hit a button, then I think it did its job. I guess.
Exactly, and apparently a bootleg copy was supplied by the director and made its way to the British Parliament, and the Pope,
Oh
uh,
wow.
before it aired. So he made sure that, like, he sort of under the table gave them a copy of this movie. So the British Parliament watched it, the Pope watched it. There were rumors that Ronald Reagan had hinted to studio executives that he didn't want it broadcast because it was so devastating.
Yeah.
But that's like it made an impact to the people who could hit the button.
Yeah.
It did air in the Soviet Union. Apparently, it ran in theaters there a couple of weeks later. So that was, I think that was part of the reason for making it, was to, like, to show people what would happen.
Yeah.
Don't hit that button because this is, and just an interesting side note, at the very end of the movie, before the credits rolled, there's a crawl that talks about how what's in this movie is not even as bad as a real nuclear attack would be. So
Yeah,
as
like
dev-
it's yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah, so as devastating as this movie was, it said in real life it would be much worse. Yeah, they were totally trying to prevent war with this movie, and
Yeah.
it seemed to work.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, okay. So let's go back to hits and misses. We did talk about, you mentioned earlier on, and this is a hit for me, their use of real footage,
Yeah.
because they did include stock footage of real missile launches. I'm guessing they were test launches, but it was real footage. So like, they didn't digitally. I mean, this was 1983, so you didn't have CG. So
Yeah.
but they didn't try to do anything in miniature, anything like that.
No,
So they
no.
real footage of that. They used the real footage, and we've probably seen this before, but of like a test explosion where you see buildings being, like, just literally blown away. So you saw actual footage of what a real nuclear bomb would do. So mixing that into just made it even harder to watch.
Yeah. Can I just, it's the hit I had, but I'll mix it into this because it sort of heads this way. But
Yeah.
the director on this really was swinging for the fences in this movie. Like,
Yep.
because beyond like the great mixing of old footage and real footage and what was happening in the movie, but it seemed fairly big budget the way they mixed it.
Yeah.
Really a lot of interesting shots in
Yes.
this, like some POV shots. There was just a lot of different type, like jib arm stuff, like all sorts of things that
Yeah.
that were in it, which I thought was really interesting. And like, so this person was really whoever, I can't remember his name is, I just lost
Nicholas Meyer.
Nicholas Meyer was
Yeah.
really like swinging for the fences in this one, and
Yeah.
I think scored. Like, I think he did a great job with it. It looked fantastic. It looked real. It looked like gritty. But there's all, again, interesting shots that weren't necessarily needed, but it told a story and how he portrayed them. Like, it was just a lot. It's like,
It was. And another fun fact I'll throw in here about him. So first of all, Nicholas Meyer also directed Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. That's who he is. Yeah.
you can't say that without doing that.
No, you really can't. But that's who. So he has a pedigree. Like, he was a noted director. Anyway, he apparently went down that rabbit hole of what a nuclear war would look like. And apparently he spent several months before making this movie just fully researching like a nuclear war, nuclear devastation, nuclear winter, all of that stuff, which apparently made him really pessimistic about the future. Like, he became
Oh, I would think so.
Yep. And he dove so deep that apparently he would feel physically ill every night when he'd come home from work. He just dove so deep into this
Oh,
thing.
God.
So he was 100% committed to making this. This wasn't just a paycheck for him. He really wanted to make it as real as you could in 1983. So yeah, he went deep.
Yeah, he just did a fantastic job with this. Like, there was like, it was just, it affected you when you watched it. Like,
Yeah.
for even a movie from 1983, like, it was scary. Like, it was frightening.
It was terrifying. Like, it totally, Okay, so now I've seen this movie. It totally terrified. Like I was finding it really hard to watch, even though we're past that era, hopefully,
Yeah.
of when it was. I found it like I mean, and we watch horror movies all the time. Like that's
Yeah.
one of our favorite genres. We've seen some pretty nasty horror movies, but for this one, because it was so real, I found it
Yeah.
terrifying. I just found
Well,
it, yeah.
speaking of terrifying, like this could actually happen. Terrifier, not so much. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
why
that's it.
that's like kind of the difference. Like this is
Yes.
so realistic that it's like, wow, like what would happen? Like, cause you start thinking in your head, like, what would I do if like I lost my family or like I like my face was half melted or like, you just don't like, there's so many things in this movie. It's very interesting, very layered.
Yeah. Let me add a hit to
Okay.
that. Um, One of the things that I found amazing about this movie was literally the makeup effects,
Yeah.
and the set design. Like the for 1983 and a TV movie, not even a like a like a big silver screen movie. The makeup effects were amazing. Like they were very difficult to look at because
Yeah.
people were over time were being affected by radiation, so their hair was falling out and they had open sores on their faces, and like it was but it wasn't like gross just for the sake of being gross. Felt real. Like it felt like that's
Yeah.
what really would happen. And so it was just incredible that on top of the set designs, like the when the explosion initially happened, there's a lot of just explosion stuff, but then like the next day, the sets that they created were huge and just devastation, like just pure carnage, like building debris and just ash everywhere. It was
And like dead animals and
yes, like and burned up people. Like it was amazing, like the lengths that they went to, like you said. Nicholas Meyer went all in. He was like,
yeah.
I'm not going to do this. I'm going to throw in another quick fun fact. He went so far in that they found it very difficult to get advertising for this show because advertisers saw it and were like, we don't want to be a part of this. Like it's too much. We can't, we're not going to say have a Coke and a smile
Yeah.
right after you show, a nuclear blast. So
Title, get your clothes clean.
yeah, exactly. Not a good fit. Not a good fit. So yeah, they struggled to get advertising. So in fact, when they aired it, there were commercials. If the movie's 2 hours long, 2 hours and 6 minutes actually, they ran advertising in the first hour. But as soon as the nuclear explosion hits, which is roughly at the hour mark, they ran it commercial free. So the
Okay,
last
yeah, that makes
hour
sense.
was just a solid hour of which would have made it even harder to watch for people because there was no break. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like at least if there was a commercial, you could be like, "Whoo! I just need to stand up and walk around." It was relentless. Yeah. All right. What else you
Um,
got?
I've got some misses
All
here, but
right.
here's one. I just thought there was like almost too many characters in this. This could have been like I don't know where they were at in '83 with miniseries at that time. Maybe Roots had been
Right.
out,
Yeah. Yeah. There
possibly.
were a few. I think
There
there
were a
were.
few, but this could have been a mini series,
Yeah.
like a
Well.
couple nights or whatever, because it
Yes.
reminds me a little bit of The Stand, only in that I mean, it's an apocalyptic sort of, I guess, like in a way, but there's a lot of characters in The Stand,
Yes.
and so you have to meet them all, and then it's like all that. But I found like it was like, okay, I think I've met all the characters now. We're good, and all of a sudden, like Steve Gutenberg's introduced,
Yeah.
like it's like.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, and this is like way late in the movie too.
Yeah.
And Amy Madigan's all of a sudden introduced, and I'm like these all these characters late in the game coming in, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of characters in this that I have to kind of
Remember.
like not only
Yeah.
like so that you feel bad when they die or if they don't die. But it's just there's just a lot. It's
You
like
just have to remember. Yeah.
the
Well, so
fall.
apparently the initial thought was that it was going to be a mini series. It was going to be 4 hours long and it was going to run over 2 days. So it was going to be like a small mini series. But that
Yeah.
was the original plan, was to have it be 4 hours long and
That's what V was. V was 2 nights.
yes.
It was like a
Yeah.
2 night
So
special thing.
that was the original plan for this. But Nicholas Meyer was like, no, no, I want this all in one night. I want it to hit hard. So he like went through and trimmed a bunch of material and they got it down to the 2 hour mark because he wanted people to sit and watch the whole thing at once. Because quite honestly, I don't know if people would have come back.
Yeah, I wouldn't have come back
after this. So yeah, but originally you're right. Like that is what it felt like, because that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm going to throw in another fun fact relating to the number of characters, sort of. They decided that they were going to cast mostly unknown local people. So they shot this in Kansas, and majority of the speaking parts, the bit parts and the supporting characters are all locals. Like they're not actors, they're people that actually lived and worked in this Kansas town. There were 80 speaking parts in this movie, and only 15 of them were cast in Hollywood in Los Angeles. Like only 15 of the 80 people were Hollywood actors. So majority of the movie. So there were a lot of people on camera talking. Obviously, there's about 95 people who had speaking lines, but most of them are just locals, which made it sort of interesting as well. Like it was these were real people. You didn't know them. Like they weren't all like you did have the big names, the Jason Robards and those people, but a majority of the people who talked on camera were ordinary everyday people.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's like you sort of like they just seem like regular Americans that you might know.
Yeah, and they were.
Yeah.
What else you got?
We don't have a lot left because you've had a lot of the same ones I had.
Yes.
I do have a series of. I got a new segment I want to bring out.
Oh, all right.
This is called Loop Questions.
Okay.
I have three things in this movie that I'm just questioning. They're not really misses, but they're just like scenes that I'm like, this is weird. Okay, my first one. There's a woman on a farm. So there's a family that lives on this farm, and at one point the woman goes out to her clothesline to do something. Her clothesline is located so far away from her house, it's literally near the road, and it's like one of those ones. It's like a square one, like that, like where you can kind of like revolve it around. It's so far away, and so it was so far. In fact, they had to do like a tracking shot because she had to walk so far from her house to this like clothes. I'm like, who puts their clothesline that far away? Like, I can't even like tell you how far away this was. Like, it was like it's the most inconvenient place you'd ever put a clothesline outside. Like, it was
that is true. That happened.
So I am just questioning why you would do that and why this would happen. Another question I had: where was Steve Guttenberg going? So Steve Guttenberg gets picked up and dropped off in this, and they drop him off in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, like he just like he was with this guy in the car, and the guy just drops him off, and he had nowhere to go. He was just just sort of wandering the earth. Yeah, he didn't drop him in town. He just dropped him in the middle of like some crossroads.
Yeah, he did apologize for not being able to drive him further. Sorry, can't drive any further. Okay, even though
maybe I would open with that if I was like,
I can only drive you as far as Lawrence, Kansas. That's as far as you're gonna go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then my final question was, and this is a legit question: when the bomb goes off, I think one of the first ones hits or whatever. Why did people's cars start or stop?
That's a good question.
They're not powered by electricity.
No, well, yeah, and I actually meant to look that up, and I wish I had, because I thought the same thing. So people are driving out of town because they're trying to evacuate, thinking knowing that the bombs are coming, and as soon as the first one goes off, everything shuts down, like power shuts down. But that's a legitimate thing, and I don't know if it's
like the waves or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up because
an anti-magnetic thing or something, or I don't know.
There's something, but it was realistic. Like that's what would have happened apparently.
Because all of a sudden they couldn't drive their cars, and I'm like, how is that happening? Like, it doesn't really make sense. So again, I just questioned.
You questioned. That is a fair question because I had the same one.
I thought it was a legit question. Like,
it is a legit question, and I just don't have the answer to it, unfortunately. But yeah, those are good questions. I totally agree.
There's little things in it. I'm like, why is that clothesline so far away from the house? It was really starting to bother me. Like, I was like, nobody would put, like, just for the convenience of hanging up your clothes, would put them that far away. Like,
Nobody would do that.
It was like a full block away.
It
Like,
was. Maybe she enjoed her morning walk or
I
her,
guess. I don't know. I don't know.
nice stroll she got to have. I don't know what it was, but you're right. It was really far away. Should have been right out the
So
back
dumb.
door. All right. I've got another fun fact. I've done all my hits and I didn't have any misses. I've done all my hits right now, so I'm just gonna fill in some fun fact stuff here. So ABC, because they took this very seriously, ABC distributed 500,000 viewers guides that discuss the dangers of nuclear war and prepared people. This was before the thing happened. Prepared viewers for the graphic scenes of the mushroom cloud and the radiation burns on people, so that you were prepared, like so that you weren't going in thinking, oh, this is going to be a kind of a an interesting that they were ready. 500,000 of these viewer guides, and then after the movie aired, ABC and their local affiliates opened 1-800 hotline numbers with counselors standing by.
That's wild. Okay.
Because they knew that people were going to be like traumatized by having watched this.
Can we call those now? Am I?
I feel like we should.
There's like a really old person still on the line.
Yeah,
from like 1983.
They get one call a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had that because they knew people were going to be traumatized by this, and they wanted to be as responsible as possible. So they actually set up 1-800 numbers so that people could call and talk to a counselor about what they saw. Like, this is a TV movie. Like, this is, and like, it's just insane to me that this is the way it hit.
I feel like back then, like, people couldn't, I don't know why. I feel like people couldn't really like blur the line between reality and fiction. Still,
Maybe, yeah.
like, I mean, this is why wrestling seemed real. This is around the time of like WrestleMania and stuff. Like and people thought it was real. Like, people thought it was an actual thing. Like, so I don't know.
But
people are a little more gullible.
Maybe, but I think it was the time too, like that people were scared anyway. That people really thought that this was. I mean, you also had Frankie Goes to Hollywood's Two Tribes. Remember?
Yes.
That song. It was like pop music was talking all about two tribes going to war and nuclear war, and like it was on everybody's mind at the time. But then when you see it happen, you're like, oh my, like this could literally happen to us tomorrow. Like, that's kind of scary. And just the fact that it was so real, like that they went to such lengths to make it real. Whew, it was hard. I found it hard to watch now.
Yeah, it was. So what do you think? Does this still stand up?
100%.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and like I said, it took me 40 plus years to actually watch it, and it's still, like, for people our age, if you were to watch it now, it will bring back those feelings of that time. It 100% stands up, I think.
Yeah. I think it's like, to me, this is a bit of a lost film. Like, it's a film, even though I know it's a TV movie, but it's a film. Like, it's like, it's a bit of a lost film, and I think it's got like I think it's a super important film for people to watch. I think even it stands up in its message even today, because there's always some sort of, like, whether it's like Russia attacking or like there's always something happening in the world, like, all the time. And I think it was just so realistic. They did such a good job too of building, even for the characters in the movie, but even for us, like, building that tension of what's going on in a place that's unknown to us. Because, like, you think of the people that live in Kansas, and around the world, this whole tension's happening, but you're sort of almost separated from it.
Yep.
And then it, like, sort of, then it does affect you. Like, so I don't know. It was scary, but I think this is still a movie that could be watched and really, like, broken down even in film classes, or maybe it is, but I don't know. I think it's sort of sort of a lost film. And I think it's kind of something I think people should watch for sure.
Yeah. I totally think it's important. Absolutely. Like, it's got a lot of lessons to teach currently. It really does. Like, it's it's an important movie, and I think that I'm glad that we're doing it, because it's not one that either of us would have even thought of. It wasn't even on our radar until Admar brought it up again. but I'm really glad because it is. I mean, it is, and it's also a piece of pop culture history.
Yeah.
That made such an impact.
100 million people watched it, so I guess it would have
Yes.
had some sort of impact.
Yeah, in the 1980s, like this was a huge, like this is what people were talking about for that period of time. So it is a pop culture phenomenon, this movie. So it's important. I know it's not, our usual stuff that we usually review or talk about, but it's still an important movie to have and to watch and
this is feeling like an after school special.
Yes. It kind of is.
But my other mess I didn't mention, I forgot, was there's not one zombie in this. Like, what is happening in this movie? Like, this is the kind of movie there should be zombies in of some sort.
You'd figure there'd be a zombie or two, but no, not one. Although people did walk around like zombies. I mean,
they did.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have a chance to watch it the day after, it's pretty phenomenal, really. Like for its time period, and it stands up. I think we both agreed, obviously, on that. So definitely check it out. Again, you said it's on. I think we both watched it on YouTube.
Yep, it's just YouTube the day after movie, and it's right there. And like we said, it's an excellent copy of the movie.
Yeah, it looks good. Yep, I made it
really
full screen on my TV, and it looked like I was watching a DVD or a Blu-ray. Like it looked really good. So
exactly. So I encourage you to watch it. I think it's not an easy watch. You have to be in the right state of mind, but it's remarkable. To me, what they did with this thing is very much like a Schindler's List or a Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
you remember the opening 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan? How realistic that was.
Yeah.
This is that.
Yeah, no,
this was
a TV movie. It was super impressive for a TV. Yeah. Like it was so good. But anyway, so that's it for the show. Otherwise, we'll talk about this forever. And I got to go lay down for a while now after watching that and just think and ponder life. Thanks so much for watching. Check out our socials, and you can, depending where you're watching this, you can watch us on Rogers now, Rogers TV. You can watch us on YouTube, and it's
all the streaming services in the world.
We got it all. We got it all covered. So thanks for watching. I'm Loop.
And I'm Larry.
And this was Guardians of Geek.
Oh, bye-bye.
Produced by Matthew C. Loop and Lawrence Simner. A Loop and Larry production.
Bueller.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Bueller.
Bad news. Fog is getting thicker.
And Leon's getting larger.
Inconceivable.
Brian's right. It's an elf.
Wax on.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Wax off.